The sand was the color of old bone in the filtered photograph. My son, Ethan, smiling that wide, oblivious smile. The turquoise water behind him felt like a mockery of peace. The text notification had come an hour ago, while I was folding his childhood blanket. A simple invitation graphic. A timeline for a beach wedding in Bali. Everyone was listed. His father, his aunts, his cousins. My name was absent. My hand didn't shake. It was a still, frozen thing. The familiar pressure started behind my eyes. Not grief, not panic, something colder. The phone rang. His number. I answered on the second ring, letting him feel the slight pause. "Mom," he began, his voice tight, manufactured sympathy. "About the wedding." "Yes, Ethan. I saw the photo. It looks beautiful." My voice was level. I could hear the wind chimes on his end, the false normalcy of his new life. He cleared his throat. "Look, Mom, I know this is hard, but, Maria doesn't like you." The air went thin. I waited. "If you come, you'll make it awkward. You know how she gets." Awkward. The word was a scalpel, peeling back the last layer of my self-deception. Awkward was the mask he used for cruelty. "I understand," I said. It was the only lie I allowed myself. He sounded relieved, almost giddy. "Thank you, Mom, really. We'll send you photos." He hung up. I placed my own phone down with precision. The surface tension of my control had been breached. The storm was coming, but it would only rage inside the walls of my skull. This wasn't just a snub. It was the final, elegant execution of a years-long plan. Maria's plan. I thought back. 4 years of subtle erosion. The sudden changes to family traditions. The quiet cancellations of our private dinners. The way she would tilt her head, watching me when I spoke, assessing, judging. And Ethan, my son, always hovering nearby, translating her silent venom into plausible excuses. "She's sensitive, Mom. She just doesn't understand your humor. It's not personal." It was always personal. I walked to the safe in the back of my closet. Opened it. The documents weren't bank statements or jewelry. They were years of quiet, necessary protection. A deed, a contract, a timeline. Ethan's father, my late husband, had left everything to me. Everything. My wealth wasn't inherited. It was earned, built from the ground up, then consolidated. A trust, airtight and ruthless, managed by a firm of lawyers who only answered to me. The betrayal wasn't just my son choosing a woman over his mother. It was his attempt to choose a lie over the truth. I had watched Maria. I had observed the greed flickering behind her wide, innocent eyes. The way she always steered conversations back to security and stability. The subtle inquiries she made to his father's old business partner. She didn't want Ethan. She wanted his potential. She wanted the guarantee. 2 months ago, I had intercepted the email. A discreet inquiry from a small boutique law firm. Maria asking for the specific terms of Ethan's inheritance, which was set to be released to him 6 months after his marriage. The amount was substantial, life-changing. She was calculating. I was patient. I picked up the black notebook. The single name I'd added recently, Julian. My fiancé. The man no one knew about. The man who had been my anchor, my confidant, and, most importantly, my partner in the quiet restructuring of my entire financial life. I called the law firm. "It's time," I stated. "Release the video. Now." 3 days later, the day of Ethan's wedding in Bali. I pictured the scene. The pristine beach, the expectant family, the glare of the tropical sun reflecting off Maria's extravagant white dress. Then the phones would start buzzing, not with congratulatory texts, but with links. The video wasn't a leak, it was a release, professionally shot, beautifully edited. It showed a quiet, elegant ceremony in a private chapel in the Dolomites. It showed me, dressed in ivory silk, standing beside Julian. It showed the notary, the signing, the gentle kiss. It showed the date, 3 days ago. Then, the final, devastating subtitle, burnt onto the screen, "Pursuant to the terms of the Harrison Revocable Trust, all assets previously designated for the primary heir, Ethan Harrison, are now immediately and irrevocably transferred to the spouse of the secondary heir, Catherine Harrison." The secondary heir was me. The spouse was Julian. I closed the notebook. The entire fortune, the guarantee Maria was marrying for, was no longer Ethan's. It was mine, safely moved, redesignated, and legally sealed by my own secret marriage. A calculated maneuver that exploited the very loophole his father's trust was designed to prevent. I sat in my quiet living room. The silence was absolute. No weeping, no regret. Just a clean, cold separation. They wanted me gone? Fine. They lost their inheritance. They lost the life they were planning. I understood awkward. The betrayal was complete, but it was theirs. The truth was exposed, not by a confrontation, but by a legal document. I was no longer the discarded mother. I was the architect. They will watch the video. They will understand the silence that followed my "I understand." They will understand that a mother's forgiveness is conditional. I looked at my hand. No wedding band. Julian and I had agreed the marriage was a signature, a formality, a tactical move. It had served its purpose. I felt nothing but the deep, satisfying clarity of a perfect strategy executed. I had walked away forever changed. And wealthy. They wanted me to be awkward. I chose to be final.